Good morning, it's Dave Dyer of Biz Radio. It's Wednesday, December 3rd, and I've got a couple of comments on investing today. I know in some of my prior video blogs I've gotten off into some political issues, but the title of this video blog is Speculations and Unpopular Ideas, and maybe that's what some of my ideas were. But anyway, I was talking to someone on the radio a week or so ago, and they asked about my opinion of putting $500 in a certain stock. And I said that I didn't think it was a very good idea, and I talked about the stock, but I forgot to talk about the idea of putting $500 in. And here's what I'd like to say, what I wish I would have said. $500 is not enough if you're going to invest in individual stocks. If your commissions are $10 to buy it, and that would be a pretty good commission, probably if you're only investing $500, you're not an active trader and you're going to pay more. But let's assume, for the sake of simple math, that it's $10. Well, that's 2% of your capital just to get into the position, and then you're going to have to sell it eventually to make some money, so that's another 2%. So you're down 4% right out of the gate. You're blowing 4% of your money up front. That's a real high percentage, I think. So $500 is too little to invest in a single stock. I would, if that's the amount of money that you have, I would save it up, get some more money, or maybe go in a mutual fund or something else. Get a job at night delivering pizzas and save it up until you've got a decent amount. But the overall question, and the interesting question, is how much should you invest in an individual stock? And that's a hard question because $1,000 for one person is not the same as $1,000 for another. So here's my answer on this, and we'll see if anybody else agrees with me. I haven't really talked about this a lot, but I tend to think of things in terms of mortgage payments rather than dollars, because everybody's mortgage payment is pretty much equivalent to their overall financial status. If you've got a $10,000 a month mortgage payment, you're doing pretty well, and you're at the top of your game financially. And if you've got say $1,000 mortgage payment, you're more like a normal person. So anyway, but that $1,000 for a normal person is roughly the equivalent to the $10,000 for the wealthier person. So here's what I would suggest. For your initial position in the stock, think in terms of 1 year's worth of mortgage payments. Maybe 10 months. The math's a little easier, but 10 months to a year worth of mortgage payments. So if you're in the $1,000 a month mortgage category, maybe an initial $10,000, $12,000, something like that. Afterwards, I add on until, if the stock goes up, really I'll take that initial position, and if it turns out that I'm right, I try to pyramid up and add on really in the next few days. If it goes up 2, 3, or 4%, and it looks like I'm in a good stock at a good time, maybe I'll add on another 6 months at a time, and then let it ride until I get up to where I've got a combined 20% profit. Now at 20%, that's a dandy profit, especially if I've started out with 1 year of mortgage payments and then added on 6 months of mortgage payments after that. 20% is a dandy profit. So I try to force myself at that point, if I'm lucky enough to get to that point, to make a decision. I've either got to put more money into it or I'm going to take that profit. And I look at it, I reevaluate it, and if I can't really justify adding another year, say, of mortgage payments to it at this time, if I'm not comfortable with the chart, if there's something fundamentally that I'm worried about, that's when I take the profit. And that forces me out of the stock. On the other hand, if I'm still excited about it, things look good, I'll put in more money. And eventually, you'll have more money in your best stocks, and you'll be out of your worst stocks. Now, of course, life's not that kind, and it's not that simple, and it's not that easy to handle this in the real world. But that's my overall strategy. But the fundamental thing that I think is unique about this is that I think about it in terms of annual mortgage payments. And I've had as much as, a few years of mortgage payments in a given stock because, it went up and kept going up, and I felt good about it. So that's a way to handle that. And it keeps your expenses at a reasonable percentage of your overall investment. So, as always, go to BizRadio, BIZRadio.com. There's a lot of other good stuff there. We're just updating our website, and there should be all sorts of new things, including all sorts of new buttons that let you subscribe to my newsletter. So, thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.